Our horse framework is the exact strategy I'm using this next year to redesign my life and achieve all of my goals. And if you follow along, you can not only see me do this in real time because I'm documenting everything, but you can also apply this for your own life and see how useful it is yourself. And if you're watching this a year from now, you can go back to all my videos and see exactly how helpful or beneficial it was, or if it wasn't, what I learned from it. And then you can take all that and apply it to your own life to finally live the life that you actually want to live by becoming the person that can live that life. Character redesign is my ideal form of self-improvement, or it's just really how I tackle life, because I know, first and foremost, courtesy to the philosophy my mom taught me, which is if you want something, become the person who can attract it. And that's what this is all about. So without further ado, let's get into it, okay? The first order of business is understanding 3 pillars. I call it the 3 guiding pillars of a character redesign. For me, it's agency, impact, and archetype. The last 4 years of my life, I've been practicing a singular focus of character redesign, which have honored the last 2 pillars, which is impact and honor. Now it's evolving into archetype as I have built that up, really identifying who I want to be. I've been largely shaped by the Arthurian legends growing up. I see myself in King Arthur, the boy king, and the boy who needs to learn to become a king, guided by the sage and the druid Merlin, and all the inherent lessons within that about people, about desires, what corrupts power, about service and unselfishness, about warrior and poets and leadership. King Arthur is the archetype that was the first hero's journey that I watched growing up as a kid, the first novel that I really dove into that was a saga. And this archetype has guided my life, and my goal is to be a modern day King Arthur in a lot of ways, just personally, with how I choose to live my life. A lot of people isolate with only one thing that they decide to grow over many, many years, which burns a lot of time. And other people try to do everything all at once because they don't want to wait that long. Both lead to the same result. They don't make enough ground in the time that they give themselves. Misogi is a 1,500-year-old Japanese principle where you have one yearly challenge that forces you to become a new person through the transformation of self that must happen in order for you to achieve that goal. I didn't know it, but for the last 4 years I've been practicing that, and I have had the most transformational time in my life. I just want to show you all the things I tried growing up as a kid. This is an example of all the things that I did as a teenager. In college, this was all the ways I got involved in community. For 22 years of my life, this is every hobby I engaged in. All of this. I've tried everything. There's so much of life I've aspired to take in and explore, but I never had a solid through line in what I wanted to do. I have been all over the place. I've tried to learn everything all at once, all the time. And in the last 4 years, each year had a singular focus where I really truly had to redesign my character and decide who I wanted to be, to take the dangerous path that forced change instead of trying all these other things that allowed me to step into a new way of living but didn't force change. No more lukewarm living. That is what defined many of my accomplishments. I've achieved and lived deliberately and have achieved so much in my life. But it was always kind of this lukewarm state where I never had to become anyone new to do what I was doing. I just acquired new skills and expanded my worldview, which helped me mature as a person, helped me grow. But I never really needed to transform into someone else to live a different path. And that's what the last 4 years have all been about. The only singular focus the last 4 years. And at the end of the last year, 2025, I started to break away from this principle of Misogi and try new things without a system in place, without infrastructure. And I burned myself out, developed a spending addiction, lost a lot of important connections, let some people down, fell short of my responsibilities, and went into debt. So, needless to say, I am a very firm believer in this principle of Misogi, because when I then realigned my life to a singular focus after that, even if it was just month by month, everything got back on track. This is a powerful principle. And most people don't approach life this way, which is why they never accomplish their goals or make measurable enough ground to accomplish their goals, because they never become the person that they need to become in order to start winning. The good news with this is that you don't have to have a singular goal for the next 5 years. You can live year by year, reconstructing your life, redesigning your character, who you are, your identity, to step into the next sphere of influence that allows you to become that person that can live that life, right? Like, that is so important and underutilized in the self-development space. You don't try to do everything all at once, and you don't just have this long goal where you kind of crawl for a 5-year time frame to reach it. You have a single focus every single year that makes you become someone who can achieve that goal. That is incredible transformation. And with an 80-year lifespan, you have 80 opportunities to do that. How exciting. But we're in the year of the fire horse. Everything is catalyzed, is bigger, is faster. You can feel it in the air, this raw potential, this power. I know I do. And if you're anything like me, you felt it too. I think more people made promises this year during their New Year's resolution that they plan to keep and that they will keep than have been made since, I think, 2014. 2014 was the last time that I felt this kind of chi, this kind of mana, this staticness in the air. And everything on the geopolitical stage is representing that catalyst, that exaltation. History is being made as we speak. More wealth is being generated than ever before. Nation states are changing structures of power and organization. Markets across the world and asset acquisition is completely consolidating and shifting hands in ways it has never done before. I have a hypothesis that you've been wanting to change your life for a long time, or at least for a while now, but this is the first time that you really feel that you have the catalyst, this energy, this mana, this chi to do it. That's the fire horse. This is the year of the fire horse. And I feel it too. And we're going to take advantage of that by treating every 3 months like its own year, because we now have the energy that is in the air to do it. The archetype to honor the modern day King Arthur that I am embodying this year is the crown right. Those who safeguard and influence. There are 4 pillars of the crown right: the community man, the worldly man, the dangerous man, and the gentleman. This ties into my core ethos of being strong, wise, and good, and paying it forward. My brand is shaping around this actively right now. This is pretty much my breakdown. It's a 50-30-20 breakdown every single year in order to honor a Misogi, but the singular focus is really that 50%. As you can see, this next year, which is this next 3-month period, is cutting down to 12 to 15% body fat, getting 6-pack abs, and being capable of scoring, by the end of the full year, a 285 or higher score with the combat fitness test in the Marines. This is pretty much my brand. Going from a place of debt and no recourse to a brand worth having. Total character redesign where I have agency, impact, and honor. A total yearly Misogi every 3 months, building a transformation that builds agency in my life. That first pillar, agency. The through line is building my brand. I'm going to be documenting this journey right here over the next 3 months. To June 1st, I'm going on what I call the Nightwing cut, because Nightwing, he's the man. He's my guy. And his physique is what I want. I don't know if I'm going to get his physique by the end of it, but I'm going to be able to cut my body fat down to the point where I can lean bulk out to that body type. But I need to do this first. This is this next year's Misogi. The year being March 15th to May 30th. This is the Misogi. This is the singular focus. Now, this is applying what I call the unified leverage principle, which is where this ties directly into my overarching Misogi, which is building my brand. This becomes a vehicle of building my brand, of sharing a real transformation with all of you so you can see what going from how I am now to what I will look like by June 1st, what that process looked like. You will see the transformation live. It will never be about the 3 exercises that get you a 6-pack abs. No, you can just go back and see what I'm doing to get 6-pack abs. You are going to be living vicariously with me, so subscribe, because I'm going to give a full blueprint that years down the line, anybody can come back to. This dude was in debt, working 10 to 12 hours a week, and had a vision for his life. He followed this framework and hit every single goal and achieved these things and redesigned his character. And look at where he is now, say 2, 3, 4 years down the line. And they can follow that. And no one can say that it was easy for me or that I got lucky. Everybody can just see the process, what real deliberate living looks like. So subscribe to my channel to be a part of that. Once I get the body, my main focus is going to be income. By then, I'm not going to be in debt because I'm paying that off bit by bit. But I will prioritize lean bulking and maintaining and actually building up solid cash flow. Actually leveraging what I have at hand. So cash flow is going to be the primary Misogi, becoming someone who can generate that money online. That will be next year's Misogi from June to August. Finally, the end of year Misogi, or the third year Misogi, will be getting to 1,000+ subscribers, which is going to be difficult and challenging. That's the one I'm probably least confident in my ability to do. But by then, with all the potential of building and all this up, I've compounded enough intellectual property to help me catalyze that. And I have more to invest into this. And I have more of a physique that just, if we're being real, helps you get watched more, right? So all of this is designed to compound into building a brand. These are all the different yearly Misogis that I have through this overarching year or era of the Fire Horse. You can apply the same principle to your life. Identify 3 core pillars, break them down into a 3-month Misogi that serves as a year, and then map it out into your life. You want to have clear key performance indicators that you reach at every part of the year. This is all just the beginning. At the time of recording this, I have 38 followers on Instagram. I have 26 subscribers on YouTube. I am truly starting from scratch. I am a full-time active duty member. I work 10 to 12 hours a day. I have no audience. I'm starting from scratch as a solo operating entrepreneur with a registered LLC. This is the beginning of a journey. And this year, the Fire Horse, you now know exactly how I plan to treat every 3 months like its own Misogi, which I have pressure tested in the past, which is a principle that I follow because it is how I have deliberately redesigned my character to achieve everything that I have ever wanted and honor my first promise to myself as a kid, which is living a story that I was proud to tell. I'll be sharing a lot of my insights, lessons, and journey and process right here on my Substack. So that's the second link down below. Make sure you go and subscribe to my Substack. It's a newsletter. I will be pushing out newsletters where I'm going over key infrastructure and things that I'm learning that are more operator level information. It's going to be deliberately operator focused behind the scenes. So if that interests you, if you're trying to build out a business yourself or build out a brand yourself, but you don't have the money to invest in a mentor and you don't want to just be spiraling on YouTube, finding the next best strategy, then I really encourage you to subscribe to my Substack newsletter so you can just see what's working in real time, what I'm experimenting with, what I'm actually getting traction in. And you can use that as someone who's just a few steps ahead of you, showing you the way so you know where to look. So it's like having a flashlight in the dark. All right, that's what I want that newsletter to be. So if that interests you, make sure you go to the second link in my description, subscribe to my Substack. Also do have a LinkedIn and an Instagram. Those are going to be linked below. Go ahead, follow me. If you're going to add me to your network connections, tell me that you're a subscriber. I'd love to talk with you. All right. Also DM me on Instagram if you have any questions anytime. I post daily stories, daily reels. You can engage with me any given time of the day, and I will get back to you. If you were a subscriber of my Substack or YouTuber, you will have priority. You'll be in my priority inbox, okay? I have a vested interest in everybody that follows along with this journey because I know that you are someone who is trying to build something real for yourself and live deliberately. That is what this whole next year is all about. And if you're a creator with an offer already and you haven't monetized it yet, or don't know how to monetize it or scale it properly, make sure to go check out that free course down below. This is a distillation of everything that I've been mentored in and 1,000+ hours of research I'm just sharing what I find work, what worked with my faceless TikTok brand, what's working now, people in private networks I'm a part of are using and doing to make millions of dollars from their own creator brands. These are all things that you would have to pay thousands of dollars for. I've invested over $15,000 into all this information. You get it for free in this course down below. That is the first link in the description. Make sure you check that out. I hope that this video proved helpful. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm telling you what I'm going to be doing with my life. And you can follow along. Comment down below what part of my life or what part of what I'm doing you want me to break down next. Actually engage with me. I do read all of my comments. And if you are a subscriber, you can DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn. Let me know that you're a subscriber. I'll put you in my primary inbox. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Now, with that said, I'm signing off. All right, go forth, do marvelous things, take advantage of this year of the Fire Horse, and I'll see you next time. Over and out.